Hello and welcome to a new lesson here in the Learn Sanskrit series, and this is lesson number 4. And today we're going to talk about verbs and pronouns once more, and we are going to do a couple of exercises as well. So let's start with the verbs. Let's see, we have up here, let's just write up the verbs here, and we have gacchati, gacchati, and this means he goes. He goes. And then we have jayati, which means he conquers. And the last one is smarati. Smarati, like that. He remembers. Alright, so we have these 3 new verbs here, and now let's just, for practice sake, we will do these in singular, first person, second person, and third person. So we'll write these up here. Gacchami, gacchasi, and oh no, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, we have to have a little space for our Devanagari here also, since we are still in the sort of beginning phase here with learning to spell. In terms of the script. So we do gacchami, gacchasi, gacchati. And then what we do have here, we have maybe a little more to the left there, or to the right, jayati, jayami, jayasi, and jayati, and the last one is smarami, smarasi, and smarati. Alright, and now let's fill in with the Devanagari. Gacchami, gacchati, and we see here with the G here, it's a little bit almost like the symbol for the mathematical symbol of pi, P. So you can maybe think of that if you want. Gacchati, that, and gacchati. Like that. Jayami, let's do that. We have a ja, ya, long a, and me at the end here. That. We have J once more, ja, and then ya, and then a C. Something like that, and jayati. Ja, ya, T. And then we have a consonant cluster, or like a half consonant, because it's not sa, but it's just an S, and then the spelling is ma, so the whole consonant, so to speak, is ma, and then we have to prefix it with an S, and that S is sort of the sa, but we only write the sort of left part of the sa, and it becomes like a broken, half broken, so to speak. Sma, and it comes the R, ra, ra, and then the usual mi combination here at the end. Smarami. And we do it again. Sma, ra. And this time it's not a long ra, but a short one. Ra, sma, ra, si. Like that, and smarati. like that. All right, so we have, so gacchami, I go, gacchasi, you go, gacchati, he goes, jayami, I conquer, jayasi, you conquer, and jayati, he conquers. Smarami, I remember, smarati, you remember, smarati, he remembers. Alright, so that's the verbs then, and let's talk about pronouns. So we will introduce 3 new pronouns today, or in this lesson, and those are vayam, which means we, yūyam, it means you, and then te, which means they. So this is not overly difficult, perhaps, just new words. Vayam, yūyam, te. And here in the first case, here in the first word, vayam, the stress is here. It's not vayam, but vayam. And in the second case here, the stress normally, or it's naturally falls at the long U sound here, yūyam. All right, so that's something to keep in mind here. Now these pronouns are plural, so we can perhaps write this as a plural. It means many. So we, many, right? We, a bunch of people. And you, a bunch of people. And they, a bunch of people. And this is where we need to distinguish between what is called dual number and plural number. Because as you perhaps already know, in Sanskrit you have not only plural, but we also have dual, which means that this is a group of 2 people, a pair of people. So this complicates, of course, the issue here in terms of the pronouns, because in our usual scenario we have 5 pronouns for a singular, and we have 5 pronouns for plural, but then we have 5 pronouns for dual as well. So we have 15 pronouns to memorize, just in the accusative, just in the nominative, in a sort of in its simplest form. But just like in English, we also have other forms of a word. So if I say, for instance, we, that's not the only word that represents our group. We can also say our, for instance, and we can say us. So these are different types of grammatical ways to point to our group. And similarly, I and me and mine and my, or so we have, so each of these, so we have 15 words here for just the nominative case. This is, I'll write this. So this is what we're doing also, nominative case. And I'll explain this more in future lessons, but now I'm just letting it as the concept sort of let it sink in. And so we have different variants here. We can have accusative case, dative case, etc. And we have 15 of these, and we have 15 of these, and we have 15 of these, etc. And we have 8 sets here. More sets here. So so we're talking about hundreds of pronouns that we have to sort of master to be able to read and talk Sanskrit. So there's a lot of things to memorize, but we'll take it 3 at a time, and we'll sort of let it sink in, and we'll do all these exercises. So hopefully this will stick. Maybe not after just one attempt, but if we continue to doing all these exercises, then gradually the whole scheme will sort of appear in our inner mind here. Alright, so we have vayam, yūyam, and te. And note also here that in Sanskrit, although the e here does not have a long stroke over it, and this is because the e is always long. So there is no short e. So just that's important. So it's always te, just as you have yūyam. So it's a long sound, even though it doesn't have a stroke on top of it. All right, so that's one thing. Another thing, yes, okay. Another thing to keep in mind here is that is that te is not a unique pronoun. This form appears also in, for example, in the dual number. So it does not always mean they in plural. So that's but we'll come to that, and so in one way to first of all, before we do talk about that, we'll talk about what dual case and dual number and plural number represents, and dual number always means a group of two. It's a pair of people or things. So two, and then plural. Unlike in English, plural means three or more. So in English, plural means two or more, but not here. Right. And another thing we need to talk about here is that it's about my translation here now. So because of this distinguishing factor here with dual and plural, we cannot say simply we in the translation here. I mean, we could do it if we were sloppy, but let's not be sloppy here now. And so we're learning the long version here, so to speak. And by the long version, I am now specifying that I mean plural. So we're talking about we all. It's not just we, because we could be two also. So in order to sort of homogenize this, or to make it consistent, so that we can translate and make exercises and all that, I will be doing this with all the pronouns. So if I write like this, you all, this is uniquely the plural version. We all, this is the plural version. And if I were to do the dual version, I would write we two. So we two. And similarly here also, te, they all. So that's one important thing here, that we always sort of keep it in mind, that this is the plural they, and the plural you, and the plural we. Now, I wish perhaps that it would end there, but there is another complication, and that is that so they all here does not represent like all genders. They all in this te here only represent masculine gender. So there are two more pronouns here which represent feminine and neuter. So if let's say that I write like this. I write. I have an exercise, and I say translate they all. Translate they all. Let's see. They all remember. But if I say that, I want you to take the pronoun here, and convert it to Sanskrit, right? So translate they all remember. So when I do that, okay, so remember, at least I know. Oh, sorry. Let's do it on this line here. So I know that the third person plural is like this, right? Smarati. But what should I do with they all? I don't know if the exercise is the masculine or neuter or feminine. What is the exercise? So therefore, I have to fix this by saying. I also have to specify masculine or feminine or neuter here in the exercise. And I do that by a little addition, right? So the syntax here, or the way of writing it. Oh, so not F here. I should have. So this is what I'm doing. This could be done in different ways. I could use a big letter F here, or a big letter M here, or within parentheses, or different. But I prefer to have it in one expression, because then we can see more clearly that here that I'm asking for one word in Sanskrit, so I have to write an M here. They all M. Oh, let's make it neater. They all. Let's see if I can erase here a little bit. They all M. Remember, and then we know that it is te that is the word that the exercise wants to have there. So te smaranti. So this is the scheme then. So it's not just they, and it's not just they all, but it's they all M, or they all F, or they all N. And this may seem a little clumsy, but still the idea here is that when I write the exercises, it should now be clear from the student's point of view that I want, in the Sanskrit, I want one word. representing they all am. So that's one way of explaining this. So then we have, and then of course these two, they all F and they all N. I will cover these in the next lesson, but I don't want to present too many new words in each lesson, because there are enough combinations already. Alright, so if we take smarati then, or smarati, so we have then one form here. So this is third person plural. And then what we do, if we do a, so if an exercise would be we all, let's say we have, maybe we can do something like this here. Let's say we have we all remember. Then the translation would be vayam smaramaha, like that. So this is first person plural. And then the second person would be then yūyam smarata. You all remember. And we see here, of course, in English, there's no difference in the verb here. Remember, it's always remember. Remember, remember, remember. We all remember, and you all remember, and they all remember. But in Sanskrit, the word for remember will change in all these cases. Another challenge here is the scripts. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can make a new layer here, and like that, and let's see, layer 3. So in the case here of no, for spelling's sake here, so the three endings, if we take jayati here, and let's list those. Jayamaha, Jayamaha, Jayata, and jayanti. like that. So we are going to just talk about the Devanagari here. So ja, ya, ya, ma, ha. So the visarga ends there. Jaya, ta. So here the ta, this is one Sanskrit letter represented by 3 Roman letters, and it looks something like this. It's a little bit like the ya sound, but with an extra curly thing here up here. So ja, ya, ta, something like that. And here is another challenge. We have ja, yan, and then we have to end jayanti with t. Let's do that. T, but then we have to have not a na sound, but just an n. So it's a conjunct consonant. And the problem here is that the n. So let's say we have up here we have na. Let's say we do na, and it looks like this. So what we want to do then is we want to cut away the ah sound, so that we will have an n here, and we do that by just removing the vertical stroke here. So we would have something like this. But now the problem here with this combination. So let's say we would have an ending like NTA. Then it would be simple, because then we would have our ta here, and then we would just precede that ta with that sort of like broken n sound. So we just take that na sound and remove the vertical stroke to become an n, and then we just put it right before the t or the ta here. So this is nta, this. But here in this problem, in this case, we have not nta but nt. So if we try to put the n here, it's tempting to do that, but that's not how it's done, because the e sound must come before the consonant. So when I mean the consonant, I mean the consonant cluster. So here in the T case, the E sound does come before the consonant, because the T is there's only one consonant, and that is the T. But if we have 2 consonants or 3, etc., then the E sound has to be moved to the left even more, which then means that instead of doing like this, we have to put the N here, and then we have to do the E sound here, and then we have to make this stroke even longer here. So that's the idea then, jayati. And this becomes quite natural after a while, because this ending here, NTI, is so common. So this will stick quite easily. And so in the similar fashion, we have smarati. Okay, so we always do the E sound, and then comes the T, and then we bring those together, and then we do the upper stroke there, smarati. All right, we can beautify this a little bit there, and that also. Okay, so I think that's more or less what I wanted to say. So the endings then are, for the plural, in the first person, second person, and third person, are jayamaha, jayata, and jayanti. Alright, that sums it up for this lesson, and now we'll have the exercises, which will be posted in the other videos that are for this lesson. So if you're using the playlist, they will come up automatically. So I hope you had a good time, and I also hope that you will have a great day ahead. Bye bye.